I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite
podcast
on the Citadel.
Hello, you are listening to and probably watching Andromenerds, a Mass Effect, Andromeda podcast, episode number 3, no title is too long.
I put the dashy thing so there's not as many colons. I don't know what y'all up to.
I think we should shorten the title name, be honest.
But you need to have...
No title is too long.
No title is too long. It helps it come up in the searches and the like view thingies and the stuff and whatnot.
My name is Minius of the Mass Effect themed YouTube channel Minius GC, and with me are my fellow co-hosts, the amazing Anima from Anima Gaming.
Hello.
Tucker, the Mass Effect follower.
Hello, everyone.
You don't get a nickname anymore, by the way.
I lost that privilege.
You're not allowed.
I could go into detail about some privileges I've also lost the follower chat.
Let's not.
No details.
He could go by like T-Man or like Mr. T or
Ice-T.
Ice-T.
Space T.
I'm too white for that.
And the one and only BioFan.
BioFan.
Hi, how's it going, y'all?
All right, if you're new to the podcast, as is in the title, this is a Mass Effect podcast with a focus on Andromeda, but we do veer into other topics. But let's start the show with our largest fears about Mass Effect Andromeda.
Dun, dun,
What if it
sucks?
Yeah, that's a very plain one. What if it sucks?
What if it sucks?
I hope it doesn't.
Well, I mean, obviously we hope it doesn't.
Yeah, some of our channels are in trouble if it sucks.
A lot of our channels are.
Some. Yeah.
I've still got Dragon Age. I'm okay. But because supposedly right now they're polishing the game mostly, I would assume that means that it probably won't be awful. I would hope, like in terms of bugs at least.
Do you think if it was bad, they'd just let it be bad and not polish it at all?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
I thought that. I was hoping that was the point you were trying to make.
has BioWare put out a game in the last like 7 years that was fully the entire thing bad?
See, I'm trying to think of how many games did they release in 7 years?
Well, you've got the original Mass Effect, Dragon Age Origins.
Oh, wait, that was 7
Dragon
years
Age
ago?
2,
never mind.
Dragon Age Inquisition, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3,
Some would argue 2.
maybe Jade Empire.
Huh.
Some would argue, what's it? Oh my god, what's it? Dragon Age 2.
Dragon Age 2, yeah, I could kind of see. It was a little rough around the edges, but it only had like a 6-month development time. So
Oh, Jesus.
So with
wow.
how much
Okay.
time they had, it turned out pretty good for like a 6-month to like 8-month development time.
I did not know that. I can barely get out of bed in 6 months, so kudos to them for making a game in that time. You know?
I don't know how to comment to that.
Bed is good. Bed is life.
I'll start off with the greatest fear of all. And this is, I don't think it's super likely, but there is a chance that this will be the very last Mass Effect game. What do you guys have to say to that?
I don't think it's going to be the last one.
Oh,
Especially,
no.
and I mean, with sales, I'm pretty sure sales are going to be amazing for it. So EA is going to want another game, and fans want another game in general. I'm pretty sure BioWare doesn't want to throw away Mass Effect.
They're making this like spin-off to where they can have room to delve further past this game. You're going to an entirely new galaxy, and we're probably only seeing a small portion of it. So I assume they're setting the stage for if it sells well, which I assume it will, that they can go further. And EA loves money. That's a very known fact. So if it sells really well, they'll want another one. It's pretty plain and simple.
And it's also not just that, but they have the books planned for, what, up to 2018, I think? They have...
You can cancel books, though.
They have 4 books, yeah. They have 4 books in the
But
works.
still, it's like if they've kind of already planned it out that far, I'm sure that another game is in the plans
I'm
already.
sure they have, like... Because I know they've planned out the first 5 Dragon Age games in terms of, like, what the main story concept would be.
5? There's 5 Dragon Age
There's at
games?
least 5, yeah.
Whoa!
In terms of what they've planned, not in terms of what has been like approved and greenlit. It's just they have the main
Right.
story. Like for Dragon Age Origins, it would have been there's a blight. For Dragon Age 2, well, actually Dragon Age 2 was kind of a complicated situation. But for Inquisition, it was like the Breach and Solus was kind of like the main concept. So
Right.
for the next several games, they have like a main concept kind of thing. So I assume they maybe have that for like Andromeda, and then what they're planning to do after Andromeda, because they started Andromeda after the Citadel DLC. So I'm thinking maybe some of the writing staff kind of had some gears turning at the very least on what may come after.
I have no doubt that they're planning to do more games.
Yeah.
But the one question here is, let's say, and again, this is a kind of a minor fear, I'm just throwing this out there as a topic. Let's say Mass Effect Andromeda doesn't sell well. EA could, as you say, they love money, could turn BioWare into a Star Wars studio and do like Star Wars Knights of the Even Older Republic.
Well, they have that in Austin already.
No,
though.
of the Even Older Republic.
So they want like 2 Star Wars franchises.
And then even the brand new Republic.
So they want like 1 billion Star Wars franchises.
Yeah, there's no doubt EA is going to make like 15 games of those in the next 5 years, and they're going to run that franchise as long as they can. So BioWare makes good RPGs. Hey, we get a Star Wars RPG. They've done that before.
I like the thought of the Even Older Republic, just like Jedis with Zimmer frames and stuff. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of on board.
Yeah, I would play that game. I would totally
same.
play that game.
Star Wars, ancient times. You use the Force to throw dirt at your opponents.
Pocket sand.
Anyway, that
That's
is
it.
the worst case scenario, obviously, for the Mass Effect game. It's the last one. The best case scenario, and this is kind of the wide range that this game is in, is that this will be my favorite game of all time.
Game of the year. What's up?
There's so much cool stuff that can be done with this title, and I feel like it's in this gigantic range of possibilities from, the low end where, oh man, this could be the last of the franchise, to this to totally reinvigorate the franchise, move forward 100%. Obviously, I'm far more confident in this title than my question is, because I started a YouTube channel about the game. So I wouldn't do that if I didn't think it had a future, but there is the slight possibility, and I'm thinking like, if I were to have a massive nightmare, that would be my nightmare, that this is the last game. Do not think that's going to happen, but that would be my largest fear.
All right, now what about in-game? What would be your fears for in Mass Effect, or what do you not want with Mass Effect Andromeda?
I have a pretty big one.
What is it?
This is like my main, like, please don't do this fear.
Okay.
So with the Frostbite engine, they're making it kind of more open world like they did with Inquisition. My fear is they'll basically kind of make a lot of mistakes that Inquisition did in terms of story to side content ratio, to where you'll have these big open areas and lots of kind of side content material, and then just a tiny bit of story. Like the main story is not the majority of the game content, I kind of fear that it's going to be too much side stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about this where you want the story content to lead to even more story content.
Yeah, like you have a main quest, and then when you complete that, it unlocks another main quest. And when you complete that, it unlocks more main quests, etc. Versus like with Inquisition, you would do a main quest, then have to gain power points by doing side quests to unlock the next main quest. Then you would have to get more power points to keep going. It was a mess. It was forcing you to do side quests instead of like encouraging you to do side quests or making you want to do side quests or having side quests be totally optional. Like with Mass Effect 3, the side quests, because you were building towards a war readiness meter thing, like when you did one, you felt like it was at least worth your time. Versus an Inquisition, when you get some old lady's ring she lost to some Templars, you're kind of like, well, okay, she has a ring now.
But you're so much more powerful now that
yeah.
she has a ring.
I have a PowerPoint. I only need 10 more to do the next main quest. Yeah.
I think that depends largely upon what the side content is.
Yeah.
Because if the side content is awesome, you may just want to do it anyway.
But I still don't want to be forced into it, I want to come to it on my own.
I could see that. I could see that. I don't know. I never really necessarily minded the Dragon Age Inquisition stuff, but then again, I become an ultra completionist, so I was kind of going to do that stuff anyway. So, like, oh, I have to do it now, whatever.
I mean, when I beat this story, I would go back and do stuff, but that was with kind of like my own free time. Like, I needed to beat the game, but I was forced into this side content to get through the story.
Yeah, I think it's like the mentality of it, because I love like playing through the story and then like, oh, I'm going to take a break and do some side quests right now. But like, you don't want to have to. Like, if you're going to do it anyway, you don't want to do the side quests because you absolutely have to. You want to do it because you're taking a break kind of thing.
Yeah. Totally.
Now, something I'm worried about is we still don't know what the real enemies are in the game. My fear is something like they're going to have a Reaper-like enemy in Andromeda.
Just a Reaper-like enemy.
Like a Reaper-like...
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up as another fear.
Yeah, like something similar to the Reapers of this thing's coming in to destroy the galaxy and you have to stop them.
Well, isn't there...
No.
There's probably going to be something that's aiming to destroy things. That's pretty common in every story.
Still hope that's not quite the case, but
I'm hoping it's not too close to the Reaper's agenda, like something that has like more of an agenda instead of destroy, like something that has a goal, you know?
See, because instead of destroy, it could be conquer, which is far more reasonable.
That would be nice.
Like, I'm going here to take over all your stuff, and you might still be alive, but you're going to be a slave, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm kind of thinking the story's kind of goal, I don't know about the enemy because we really don't know anything about the enemy, but I think the goal of the story is just overall survival. So I think anything that gets in your way of said survival would be an enemy, you know?
That would be cool. Or if the enemy are like the inhabitants of the place and you're like encroaching on their territory and they're just trying to fight you off or something. I would like that. That would be very like not black and white.
But we need kind of a bigger story than that, though, don't you think?
Yeah. But that might be just like a facet of it, you know?
Yeah.
The big Reddit leak, and who knows if they changed up stuff, talks about you getting into a race to find technology, assuming that you have an opponent that is trying to find the same said technology and intends to use it against you, so you need to get to it first.
So it's like the U.S. versus the Soviet Union.
Yeah, or the U.S. versus the Nazis.
Intergalactic Cold War.
Yeah.
Intergalactic Cold War. Okay.
Maybe the race to develop the nuclear bomb.
Cool.
You're going to get something horrible, but you better get it first.
Sounds like America.
Maybe it's a Mass Effect bomb. What's up?
Yeah, that was the enthusiasm I had for that joke. Sorry, BioFan.
It's okay. It was meant to be received as such.
Okay. So
we need a sad trombone in there.
Do it.
I think my biggest fear in game, and this not going to happen, but Tucker mentioned a Reaper-like enemy. I would hate for there to be actual Reapers in Andromeda. That would drive me nuts.
That would ruin the whole... I would be like...
especially if it was like, these are the Milky Way Reapers. And sure, they look different, but it's the Reapers. No,
like,
stop it.
check it out.
In their 50,000 years they were sleeping, they split off and went to Andromeda. Okay. I'd like put my controller down, walk
on the way
off
to the
for a
Milky
while.
Way galaxy, they accidentally took the first right.
Like, whoops. It's Sovereign's half-brother Sluggard. He's in Andromeda.
Oh God, please no. I would like to think that BioWare wouldn't do that. I would like to think they were smart enough not to do that.
I'm just imagining a bunch of Reapers in the Andromeda galaxy going, we're lost.
We are so lost.
This doesn't look like the Milky Way. Are you sure we're supposed to take that left?
That sounds like a great parody game now. Now I kind of want to see that.
That's awesome.
Like,
That's like a bunch of Reapers with like quotes above them going, yeah, this is the wrong galaxy. Roll up the windows. We don't know this galaxy. It's not safe.
Okay. Any other fears for Mass Effect Andromeda?
I feel like I have them. Give me a minute.
They're deep-seated fears that take a while to pump out, but once they're out to the surface...
I fear, and this is not...
A lack of lore.
No, because I think you'll get, all of their games usually have a lot of lore.
Well, yeah, but I'm kind of worried that there'll be a few alien races that they'll have that are interesting, and there's, a paragraph of them. That there's no, in-depth lore for the races that they're focusing on, that there might be like a few that there's nothing really out there.
Maybe
yet,
if it's a
but
race
still.
you only encounter like a couple times, or a race you don't encounter yet, I could see only a paragraph if they're planning to make.
Oh, that's fine.
If they're planning to make like a race that you don't, or like you have minor encounter with, like a big deal in the next game, I could see there only being a paragraph. But I don't know. I think for all the races that are important, there'll be definitely a lot. Because with the original trilogy, there was a lot for all the important races.
That would be very surprising if there was not enough lore.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about politics in the game? Like, so you know how Mass Effect 3, we had a lot of like, oh, make the Krogan happy, otherwise it won't bloody help. Or like, make so-and-so happy, otherwise they won't help. How do you feel about like micromanaging interplanetary politics?
I like politics, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It makes the game feel more like actually realistic. Like there's a world going on.
You're solving problems. I like it.
It depends largely upon what those politics are.
Yes,
If you're like got an intergalactic senate that is trying to solve a trade dispute, you might get the Phantom Menace in there.
Hashtag side quest.
I mean, I can definitely think of a few games that, to me, that's just a game and stuff like that. But to me, Mass Effect is like a world. It's like an actual living world because there's problems there that you can relate to, like political problems or race problems, things like that.
And I'm sure we'll have
I actually like those in the game.
I'm sure we'll have that with the new races for sure, though.
Oh, especially because we're outsiders from the Milky Way galaxy. So there'll be people going, we shouldn't accept them because they're from a different galaxy. And there'll be those that we should accept them because of the distance that they traveled and the troubles that they're having.
Do you think we're going to take like a diplomatic kind of role? Like Ryder will be like a diplomat kind of?
Well, I think we're going to be the ones that are kind of argued over, just kind of in the background. And then, you know, Ryder will make a speech that you do a lot of probably Paragon or Renegade interrupts to solve. And
well, they're not using that system, but whatever system they're using.
Yeah. You know, gray morality interrupts.
There you go.
You go punch diplomats in the stomach.
I hope we get to
Tell them
punch
they're
someone.
tired of their disingenuous accusations.
I would hope we get to punch someone. I love punching people in the
I doubt they're
games.
gonna get rid of that anytime soon.
Well, apparently we get to drop someone off a cliff.
One kind of concern I have, it's not for me, but for like a lot of players, is that people will
Not for me, it's for a friend.
be disappointed that it's a new story instead of a continuation, you know? Like, Shepard won't be the protagonist, you won't have your companions that were the same companions and all that. I kind of fear that a lot of people are gonna, like, start it and it's not gonna be what they were expecting, you know?
Yeah.
But it's still gonna be good.
If that's a fear at this point, I mean, that's a reality. So try to get over that fear if you've got it. Otherwise, you're in trouble.
Because, like, it's still Mass Effect. It's still made by a lot of the same people that made the original 3 games. So, it's a spin-off. It's something new. It's a new direction, new story. So, I'm hoping people are in the mindset that they're ready for that.
To me, and kind of to relate this to another follower, this reminds me of when they made Halo ODST or Halo Reach. It's the same kind of writers, the same people, and it's not the Master Chief story, which in this example would be Commander Shepard. It's not the same person. It's in the same galaxy, same world. It's a different story. Mm-hmm. It's still great. It's still fantastic.
Yeah, like, it's still the same franchise. It's just a different area of said franchise.
Yeah, a different story.
Yeah.
All right, do we want to start talking about the Mass Effect Remaster?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Sure,
I think you guys got pretty excited about that, right? Am I right to say you're excited?
Yes!
Yeah.
Why the wouldn't we?
Because we own all the games already, but go ahead. Why are you most excited about the remaster?
Well, because first off, being able to play all the games in a single system, although yes, it's on the 360, but getting brand new graphics, having it all together in one single area, convenience sake, that's awesome, but just having it all together in one piece would be amazing with better graphics, better interfaces, just updated.
Is it only coming out on 360?
No, it would be coming out on Xbox One and PS4.
And
That'd
PC.
be hilarious if it was a remaster only for 360.
I would choke Microsoft right
Only
now.
for 360.
I would.
It's 15 discs.
I would die.
I'm pretty sure if they remastered Mass Effect with the current technology and tried to do it for 360, your 360 would die.
Right, yes.
And here's the thing to think about. They could kind of pull, like what some other remasters are doing, and run it in the current game engine. So, like, run Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 in the Andromeda engine.
Now, what I'm wondering...
Or maybe a little step back of the Dragon Age Inquisition engine, so it's not fully the newest one they have.
It's the same engine. They're both Frostbite.
Well, I thought Mass Effect Andromeda was Frostbite 3.
They were both Frostbite 3.
Was Dragon Age Frostbite 3?
Yeah, Inquisition was Frostbite 3, but it didn't look as pretty because they were doing it on both old gen and next gen, so it brought down a lot of the quality. They're both on the same engine.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, technically it's like Frostbite 3 point something now, but it's still Frostbite 3.
Is this like common knowledge?
aware of that.
Like Frostbite? Is that common knowledge? Because this is the first I've heard of Frostbite.
Yeah, it's their game engine, yeah.
Yeah, it's used on EA games. Like, I know Battlefield runs on it.
Oh.
Apparently, Dragon Age runs on it too. Doesn't one of their racing games
I thought
run on that?
Need
as well?
for Speed does, because they're using technology from it to make the Mako.
Oh, Need
I
for
think.
Speed.
I thought Need for Speed was a Criterion game.
Well, maybe it's made on the same... I don't know.
Is Criterion owned by EA?
I don't know. I just know that one fact. I'll look it up.
That's the one thing I know.
I know that one thing. Okay.
Have you ever played a remaster that you really like? Like, you're like, wow, I'm so glad they made this.
I think probably like Final Fantasy X or like the Sly
Oh, there
Cooper
you
games.
go. Yeah. Okay.
I loved the remaster of Final Fantasy X. It was just so nice to like have an excuse to like revisit it and have it with like really beautiful graphics and an updated soundtrack.
How long did it take in between release and re-release, though?
Oh my god, I don't know.
Was it like 10
Ages.
years? Yeah.
Yeah, like a really long time.
I like the Last of Us remaster.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
that
want
one's good.
that.
The Kingdom Hearts ones were good too.
So I have a question for Tucker, since he makes games and things with his major. So in terms of converting it to either the newest Unreal Engine, which I've heard is pretty different compared to what Unreal used to be, versus converting it to Frostbite, like, which do you think would be easier for them to do if they remastered Mass Effect?
So you're saying would be easier to go from A to B or B to A?
Yeah, like, would it be easier for them to just take everything in the Mass Effect trilogy and put it onto the newest Unreal Engine? Because I've heard that Unreal 4 now is like pretty different from the old Unreal, so it would almost be about the same amount of work as putting it on to Frostbite. Is that right? Or what?
All right, well, first to clarify, I haven't worked on any games yet. I've kind of done some QA testing on a few games, a lot of NDAs. But
Okay, well, you know more about development tech than I do, so.
yeah, and yes, Unreal 4 is very not 100% like it's an entire different thing, but it's very different from Unreal 3, which is why it's an entire new version of it. But to go from one to the other and the other to the one, I really don't have that much knowledge on that. I mean, most of my education has been in Unity and Unreal, but I don't know much about transferring.
Okay.
I do know that bringing in assets from Unity and putting in Unreal, you get some bugs. You get some big bugs. But I don't know difficulty-wise.
Because I don't know, because if it's hard for them to go from previous Unreal to Unreal 4, they may just move it over to Frostbite, since that's what BioWare is doing everything in now. So, I don't know.
So there's 3 reasons I would get excited for a Mass Effect remaster. The first would be if they redid the combat in Mass Effect 1, which I don't actually think they should do. But that would have me very intrigued.
I would like them to kind of streamline it, like make it Mass Effect 3 combat, or maybe even Andromeda combat. I don't know what that looks like yet, but if it's good.
Here's the thing about that is that there are people who really love the combat in Mass Effect 1. Like, really, really, really love it.
I liked it. I got all achievements in Mass Effect 1.
I mean, you liked it, but did you love it? Like,
did you prefer it?
Think all the other Mass Effects were crap in comparison?
It was buggy. Like, after my 15th playthrough, still getting that sprint down was a bitch, but...
I'm laughing because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Mass Effect 1 combat system, so I would
no,
like
but
it.
I didn't... I mean, I'm not. I mean, I could name some games where the combat's a lot worse, but I didn't really have much issues with it. Again, I could have gotten a Stockholm Syndrome effect from it because I played Mass Effect 1 like 5 times in a row to get all the achievements.
Would it decrease your opinion? Would it worsen your opinion of the remaster if they made the combat for all of the games into one single style, like a Mass Effect 3 style or Andromeda style?
I would enjoy that, but I don't think they're actually going to do that. Didn't one of the developers say they weren't going to do that?
Yeah, one of the developers said that, and I agree with this too, that if you change the gameplay style, you're changing the game.
Well, it is a remaster, though.
It's just...
Well, I mean, you should tweak it, but you shouldn't outright change it. Like, I don't want to... I mean, as much as the Mako is annoying, I still love driving around like you're driving a feather with a tumble thing on top of it. It's a lot of fun. I wouldn't want that really changed, but I don't want that to be in Mass Effect Andromeda.
If you're listening to this and you don't like the thermal clip system, I want to hear you talk about thermal clips in Mass Effect 1 in the comment section. Minius GC's comment section, because it's going to annoy the crap out of everybody else, but I'm going to find it amusing. So,
But I kind of think, because EA hasn't really done remasters, they're now considering it. I wonder, being that this is EA, if what they're going to do is they'll remaster Mass Effect 1, then remaster Mass Effect 2, then remaster Mass Effect 3, and sell them all separately over time.
I don't think they'll do that.
oh, I hope they don't do that.
I don't think they're going to do
I
that.
really hope they don't, but that's like my biggest fear because it's EA and they like every chance to get extra money, you know?
Yeah, but
I'd rather pay...
I mean, have they done that before?
I do want to put this into perspective. EA is not the same. It's not run by the same CEO as it was a few years ago.
Okay.
They're not the same twirling mustache, evil, sinister people as what they used to be. It's run by a completely new group of people. Sure, they still like money and everything because
Everybody likes money.
you can't completely destroy a reputation, but it's not the same people. So I'm pretty sure if they do a remaster, it would be all 3 of them with DLC and whatnot.
I wouldn't mind paying more for all 3 at once with DLC. Like, I'd be fine with that.
So you're saying instead of $60, like around 80?
Yeah, I'd be fine with
Or like
that.
what?
If it was all 3 of them together, I'd be fine instead of separately.
I don't know if I'd be fine with that.
Because it's a ton of content. It's like, it's 3 whole entire games, guys. It's not just one game remastered.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
the Master...
3.
I mean, again, the Halo comparison, the Master Chief Collection was 4 games with all multiplayer and everything for $60.
Oh, they did that for 60
yeah,
with 4?
and Uncharted did 3, right, for 60?
Yeah.
Okay.
And to kind of throw into another comparison as well, the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, it fully updated Gears of War 1, but it gave you Gears of War 1, 2, 3, and Judgment for free. So you got the Gears of War 1, like the Ultimate Edition, and then you got, for free, the backwards compatible versions of Gears of War 1, 2, 3, and Judgment.
Yeah, I don't think they'd need to make it 80. If they do, they're going to get
Okay.
some serious backlash.
Yeah, they'd probably get backlash. I would still buy it, but I buy everything BioWare
I think it'd
puts
be a
out, so I'm a little
huge-
biased.
Huge mistake to release them one at a time.
Yeah, I think it would as well.
Has anyone even done that though? Like, has anyone even like done that? Released HD versions one at a time, or is this just like?
Kingdom Hearts. It's not one at a time, but there's Kingdom Hearts 1.5, which is Kingdom Hearts 1, and then a few, I think it was like 3 other games. And then there did Kingdom Hearts 2.5, which is Kingdom Hearts 2 and a few other games.
But they still had like a
guess
few.
that kinda counts.
They had like a few other games though, right?
Yeah, they had like a few with them. It wasn't just one at a time.
It was like 3 games in each bundle, I think. I could be getting it completely wrong, but I definitely know there's multiple bundles.
Has anyone ever done it where it's literally just one HD remaster, boom, and then the next game one HD remaster, boom?
Well, how many remasters have there really been? If it has to be a remaster of a game that's in a series.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I can't recall anything.
I can't either.
Yeah, because I don't think they would.
But EA hasn't done remasters yet, so I don't know how they're planning on doing it. That's just something I was throwing out there as a fear.
What about Activision only remastering Modern Warfare? And then there's supposedly been talks of them remastering Modern Warfare 2 for later years.
So there you go. There's an example.
Although that's like internet rumors.
Okay, so it's not like a confirmed
The
thing.
closest example we have.
Okay, to spread out my point for a long time, I said 3 things that I would be interested in the remaster for. Number 2, to see Mass Effect 3's multiplayer on the newer consoles. I would be excited for that. If that came out next month, I'd be all over that. I'd be playing that only until Andromeda comes up. I'd be so excited.
I mean, Mass Effect 3's multiplayer is still strong.
It's still strong,
to take into perspective of the game, like it's a game that came out in 2012, and it's not a multiplayer game, and you don't even have to play the multiplayer anymore to get the best single player ending. But it's still strong on all platforms.
Here's the issue with that, though, is that we're assuming that this remaster isn't going to come out in the next 6 months, right?
Oh no! If they started it today, like if they full on went into development right now, it would not come out before Andromeda. It would take probably, I would think, at least a year, maybe 2, to remaster all of it.
If the remaster rumors are if it is 100% happening, I'm pretty sure that they're not starting it right now. That it's been starting for a few months. But even so, yeah, I imagine it'd be 2017 when we see it. Which would also be the 10-year anniversary of the release of Mass Effect.
There you go. That's it. It's perfect timing. Calling it now.
But then I may not be as interested in playing the multiplayer because I'll be playing Andromeda's multiplayer. And I don't necessarily want to go backwards. If there was a longer gap, like 5 years, then I'd be excited again. But
maybe they wouldn't do multiplayer because they would have Andromeda's multiplayer like still pretty new. It'd only be like a year old. So they maybe would introduce like classic characters into Andromeda's multiplayer, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very reasonable possibility.
Like they would come out with like a classics pack or something.
Like a Normandy DLC where you can play as Liara, Garrus, Tali, like that?
Maybe. I don't know how they would work it without people being like, they're not in Andromeda. What is this? But I'm sure they would work around it some way. Maybe it's not like the classic specific characters, maybe like classic races, or I don't know. Maybe they would introduce maps that were in like the Milky Way. I don't know.
I see what you're saying. I was thinking
something, you know?
The remaster may very well not even have multiplayer. It's a serious possibility.
Yeah, because they would still be trying to like boost and hype Andromeda's and still adding packs to Andromeda's multiplayer and all that stuff. So I think it would be a little counterproductive to do a remastered Mass Effect 3 multiplayer alongside Andromeda's multiplayer, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I got a question here. Or do you want to do your third point, Minius?
My third one? Yeah,
Okay.
The third one is very simple. They come out with a screenshot or some gameplay, and the graphics look so freaking amazing that my Mass Effect brain completely implodes, and I got to go buy it right now. I think
That sounds like a personal problem.
It's a personal. Oh yeah, it's a huge problem.
If your brain
I always
implodes.
get excited for that. I'm like, oh, look at the Citadel! Ah!
God, imagine what the sex scenes would look like.
Imagine what your favorite romance option would look like in Frostbite.
Yeah. Now here's something to think about. Is what about... And this is a video I made on Mass EffectFollower. Would you rather have backwards compatibility or a remaster? So the idea would be...
I think they're going to do both.
Well, the idea would be like a remaster next year, like November next year to kind of get that out. Or would you rather, when you buy Mass Effect Andromeda, that they do the same thing that they've done with a lot of games, which is you buy the sequel game, you get all the other games in the series backwards compatible for free. Which one would you rather have?
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, free stuff's always better.
So you'd prefer the backwards compatibility?
I guess so.
Well, the thing is, I think they're gonna do both. Like, I think they're gonna, because there's no the thing is with the backwards compatible for Xbox, like Xbox already has the ability to do multi-discs. They have to get the approval from like BioWare or EA to put the game in.
Well,
so I'm thinking they're holding off for marketing purposes. Like, they're gonna say, hey, we're doing backwards compatibility, play them before Andromeda comes out, or hey, if you buy the special edition of Andromeda, you get the original Mass Effect trilogy as backwards compatible, you know?
Well, and here's an issue that I didn't even think about why Mass Effect 2 and 3 might not be backwards compatible right now, is the way that Mass Effect's saves transferred was from the hard drive, not from the cloud. So that because the emulator that runs on the Xbox One, it's not on the hard drive that it's running.
They could surely convert it though to work the same, couldn't they? Because the cloud is kind of like a hard drive.
that could be where the issues is. And I might not be 100% remembering what you're saying, and I also didn't do that much research, so to put that in all perspective. But from the gist of it is, the Mass Effect saves would transfer from the hard drive, not from cloud. So that might be where the issue is, because sure, they have Deus Ex on Xbox One. All that was a multi-disc. It's not multiple saves from other games being transferred over. I mean,
well, doesn't when you buy a game from the store, doesn't it download to your hard drive?
Well, it does, but all saves are on the cloud, which is why you can have your save. Say you're playing. I'm looking at my Xbox right now. Say you're playing Minecraft Story Mode on your Xbox, and then you go over to a friend's house and you load up the game there. Well, your saves are all right there. They're all on the cloud.
I want to sound really smart and have the answer to this, but I have no idea.
I feel like they could work around that, like a hard drive versus the cloud, because they're basically the same thing. It's just one is a bunch of servers somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, that might not be the full issue, but that's just a perspective that I never thought of.
Or they would create something like the Dragon Age Keep, but for like the original trilogy backwards compatibility, you know? Maybe make it more simple than the Keep, but have like those choices, you know?
This sounds too complicated for me.
All I know is I want to I would love a remaster.
Okay.
Surprise N7 news. Oh, hey, this is coming out. All right.
I want both.
I want everything.
I want everything. Everything.
They may space it out a little bit.
I'm sure they'll space it out. Like if they like do the original trilogy backwards compatibility prior to Andromeda's launch for marketing, or with Andromeda's launch for marketing, and then a year later on the 10th anniversary of the first Mass Effect release the remastered, like I think that could work, you know?
I would like the ability to make a Commander Shepard that does not look like the other Commander Shepard's cousins. That's all.
Oh, from what I've seen, you can make some weird-looking Shepards.
I don't want to make a weird-looking Shepard. I want to make a cool-looking Shepard.
So you want to make a decent-looking one that doesn't look like standard
Yes.
Shepard? Oh. So
I want to make a decent-looking Shepard that doesn't look like it hit every single branch on the ugly tree.
Like
That was an issue.
with making the Fem Shep, if you tried to make a custom Fem Shep, they all kind of looked similar in like bone structure. It was really hard to
Yeah,
like
they did.
make the Shepards not look like they were like all related, or just
Yeah.
got different skin tone, different hair, same face.
I mean, I imagine that
Yeah.
with Mass Effect Andromeda, there's going to be some sort of customization on par with like Fallout 4's.
Ooh.
I would say it's going to be on par with Inquisitions at least. Like it's going to be pretty in depth
Long hair.
customization.
I
Long
I
hair,
hope so.
please.
I really hope so.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got a ponytail. That's an improvement. Like a decent ponytail.
I was gutted in Inquisition when the Kunari females or Kunari couldn't have long hair.
I
Because
wanted a long. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
It's okay. Because in the picture, when you're like, pick the race and you can pick Kunari, the picture is like this long flowing hair. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to make a badass warrior. And then they lied. They lied to me.
I just wanted a long, flowing Canary mane in the wind, but no. No.
Yeah, they denied me my hair cape.
You have unread messages at your private terminal.
All right, Tucker, we have some questions at andromenerds@gmail.com.
All right, so the first one I have here is from Alejandra Cadena, and it is, if you could be any of the races in Mass Effect, which would you be and why?
Okay, there's two parts to this question. In a game or in real life?
There's no specifics for it. It's just if you could be any race in Mass Effect, which one would you be?
So let's go with both. In game or in real life?
I'm saying no. Let's make it fun, real life, because the game you already have multiplayer for that. So yeah, say Mass Effect's happening, and you're up there, you're like in the loading screen, you're like, all right, who do I want to spawn in as? Who am I going to be?
I might have to go through these like one by one. Obviously, human. The answer of human is too boring.
Oh no, human's excluded. You're not allowed to pick human. You're already running that one right now. You can't reselect.
That's a ridiculously boring answer.
Does this include like cultural aspects? Like if you picked Krogan, you'll be like infertile and like life will kind of suck in terms of.
I think it's like if you're picking a race, it's what race. So
like, is this alien on Earth or where like they would usually be found?
okay, I would go with Asari because I would love the 1,000-year lifespan because I love history. So to see all the stuff that kind of happens throughout the entire throughout like the 1,000 years, I think it'd be really cool to see the entire world change, or the entire galaxy change. And biotics, like you're basically, you're born with biotics.
I was thinking it'd be really, really boring to be a Turian.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Because Turians are generally pretty boring, except for Garrus, who even says he's not a good Turian.
Wait,
Obviously, you don't have to be super Turian, and you can go off and do crazy stuff, but I was like, I'll be a Turian. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me serve in the military the whole time, be all serious about stuff.
I mean, when Turians, when they're between the age of 15 and 30, they have to be some form of government thing, either military or whatnot. But is Geth an option?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not. I guess, but you're not a single entity, really. So that would be
You'd just be a
complicated.
single program
Yeah, that's true.
that works with a bunch of other programs.
And I'm staying with Asari. I would go Elcor, but I'd go with Asari. Just
I was thinking Elcor, too.
Just due to how far you can see the world galaxy change. So
I want to do Shakespeare with my Elcor voice.
All right, what about you, Anima or BioFan? What about you guys?
I think I'd go with Asari as well, because you have the super
Yeah.
awesome biotic powers, and you live really long, so I think that'd
Also,
be cool.
you're sexy as hell.
I think so.
And your standard of living is usually pretty good. Usually.
Yeah, I think I'd go with Asari, but then there's always that, like, you live for 1,000 years and everyone dies around you, so I don't know.
Well, unless
It's
you live with a bunch of
as
Asari.
as a human.
Yeah,
as a
unless
human
you live
being,
around a bunch of Asari, then... Like,
with like a human being's mentality, 1,000 years is like a hell of a long time. But as an Asari, that wouldn't be such a big deal to you. So, yeah, I think I'd go with Asari.
All right, because we all
I'm
kind
gonna-
of picked the
I'm
same.
gonna-
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go with a Solarian.
Ooh,
Because
that's
I know
good.
the lifespan's really short, but I would love to be able to think at 1,000 miles an hour. I think that'd be fun.
But wouldn't you find it frustrating that everyone is so stupid?
But I'd have fun, the fact that everybody appears so stupid. Make me feel all superior, and then I'll die at the age of 35.
With a smug smile on your face.
All right, let's put a twist on this question. What race would you not want to be?
It's not racism, not really.
I would not want to be a Vorcha.
Volus.
Rachni, I think it's probably not a fun life.
I was thinking like a Batarian.
Oh, yeah, no, they're... Yeah.
Well, then you'd have this self-righteousness, and you could just be a douchebag all the time.
I guess, but
Is Commander Shepard's goldfish an option?
but you get so much interaction with Kelly.
Unless you don't, in which case...
Unless you don't, and you end up being scooped out. Vorcha, because they just don't have much prospects as far as jobs, and Volus, because I just picture the Volus under their mask as the kind of creepiest looking things ever.
Yeah.
I imagine them as a
Yeah.
blob of goo.
Yeah, I mean, and also
Which
the Volus
I
are
find hilarious, by the way.
Volus are just kind of weak in general. Like they don't really have a military, right? They rely on the Turians for protection.
No.
Yeah.
I guess they're like hardcore business savvy. I guess they're really savvy.
Yeah, I mean they're like the stockbrokers. All right. So next question is from Adam Wigley, which is the Reapers have won the war in 2186. What race do you think would lead the next cycle?
But we only know of like one.
Dolphins!
The Yogg. Dolphins.
Isn't that the only one we know of?
Dolphin people!
I mean, in his email, he even mentions the Yogg, which is the only reason why I could think of it. But what about? I mean, what would the Vorka count?
No, the
Vorcha?
Vorcha are getting wiped out.
No, because the Reapers are wiping them out. As soon as you hit spaceflight, the Reapers will annihilate you.
The only option is the Yogg. It's not a. It's either not a hard question or an
Because they're
extremely
still
hard question.
primitive. Yeah, like you have to be primitive.
What about the space monkeys that you find on one of the planets in Mass Effect 1?
No, I think they're like 800 million years off from being sentient. Those things are stupid.
They need like 2 cycles, I guess.
They're like multiple cycles.
They need a few of them under their feet before they can get there.
I'm still sticking with dolphin people.
So you think it would be like some kind of mammal that we have that would rise? I mean, wouldn't they also be destroyed while Earth is getting pulverized?
Probably not all of the dolphins.
The one dolphin that survived.
The last bastion?
Because, like, the cavemen survived somehow. Oh, wait, no, the Reapers didn't come to Earth, though. The Asari, when they were, like, little squid things, survived.
I mean,
And
everybody survived at some point.
yeah, like, all of the races that are in the Milky Way galaxy that are sentient races survived.
Yeah, the biggest problem with that question is that we have to totally use our imagination because we know
yeah,
of the
like,
Yogg.
we don't know
There's-
what primitive ones.
There's the Rioli who were spaceflight and then tried to pretend like they weren't spaceflight. So who knows if that worked? I don't think it did. But
I don't think they did. I think Reapers are a little too smart.
yeah, they're like, oh no, we can't fly in space. And like, yeah, too bad.
All right, what about Adam Wigley also has another question, which is, what kind of cool new aliens would you like to see in Andromeda? God, this guy's questions. We really got to use our imaginations for this. So what kind of cool new aliens would you like to see in Andromeda? So you're the artist, and you get to come up with a new idea for an alien. Go.
Well, if you think about it, all of the races have elements based off of different kinds of animals. Like, the Krogan are lizard bat things. The Turians are somewhat based off of birds.
All right, so what about
if you
in
kind of
Andromeda? Dolphins? Dolphin aliens?
I would not be upset with dolphins, but I think maybe they haven't done a lot of, like, insecty aliens. So maybe, like, oh wait, no, they did the Rachni, but like more sentient, like humanoid-looking insect.
I would actually really like for an alien race that can fly, because we don't
like
have that in
flying
in the trilogy, right? Like
Angels in Andromeda.
Not with like wings and stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of.
You need like wings and arms and hands though. Otherwise, you're gonna have a hard time working with technology.
I mean, besides like
unless they
biotics
naturally
flying up.
Yeah, unless they naturally levitate or something.
Yeah, I'm meaning like one that has wings that can fly, or has something to it that lets it fly. I think that'd be cool.
If you think maybe like a race that's similar to like harpies, so they would have like wing arm things, you know?
Oh wait, didn't the collectors, couldn't they fly?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they're insects.
I think another race like that would be pretty cool.
I think I'd like to see a mammal, because the humans and I guess Asari are kind of the closest thing to like
mammals?
Live birth. Yeah, like mammals. Because everything seems more lizardy or reptilian. So seeing an actual like something fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
You know?
There you go.
Something fuzzy.
Something hairy.
Yeah, something warm-blooded looking. That would be nice. I would be interested to see what they do with that, because they were just like, we want to make something that, alien, so they think reptile, they think opposite of a mammal, of like a human. So they went like with Drell and like the Protheans and stuff, and they're all like insectoid and reptilian. So if we see something
that's... And the
that's...
Asari were made to kind of like fill that like green alien girl trope thing.
Yeah, they wanted like a race of all females, so they made the Asari.
What about a race of all males?
That I'd be interested to see.
You
how that
would.
would work.
And they reproducing would be difficult, but they could reproduce asexually. Just get the scientific part down. They bud.
They're just like Ken dolls.
They
because
just
this
bud
is
off.
science fiction.
What if
because
they're
there
just
is-
like beautiful, godly men, but they're like all built like Ken dolls? That would make you so sad, Eric.
It would make me so sad.
I feel like that'd work for one of your videos, Anima.
Oh, it would.
Like
I'm still stuck on your dolphin aliens with like a huge blowhole on the top of their head.
Flipper's got a laser gun.
You just picture like he's got a mask and then you got to put like a blowhole and you make the guy laugh and he sprays out water out of it or something.
Oh, that's cute.
I got a dolphin story. When I was in
boy.
high school and last year of middle school, I was the mascot for the school that I was at, and we were the Dolphins. So I was a dolphin mascot for like 4 years, and I kind of kept the mascot costume. I'd keep it in my house, and I would do weird things with it. Like I went to the beach in the costume. I went to Wendy's and ordered the fish sandwiches. I went to the driving range and played some golf in full on. It's a full on dolphin costume, and just other things like that. I would just walk around with it. And there's actually a picture of me with Bill Murray. I'm wearing the mascot costume. I have a pink ascot around me, and Bill Murray is right next to me.
So Tucker, when the Reapers come, put on your dolphin suit so you can survive.
Hide in the water. Put a little snorkel up there.
Like, oh, we only cull intelligent life. This guy does not qualify.
All you guys are running, and I'm sitting there like, glub, glub.
The Reapers are like, this is pretty cruel even for us.
Oh, boy. All right, what else do we got? Something that's not from Adam, because he's got 2 in a row.
Yeah. So we have one that we kind of went over already. The first part of it we did. This is from Humble Ace. And this person says, do you want another big bad similar to that of the Reapers for Andromeda? Or would you prefer a personal villain, kind of like the Shadow Broker?
Personal or a mix? Like, just something that's not what they did before.
Do you want it to be like a big group of race that's coming in and doing damage like the Reapers? Or do you want it to be a personal villain, like Saren or...
I'm sure there will be an enemy race, probably. I'm sure there will be one.
Well, which would you
I would like
not be
a free-for-all where there isn't just one enemy. There's like 4, you and 3 others, and only one can survive.
Dun, dun, dun.
So like multiple, so there's no like single big group bad guys, and there's not a single enemy. It's like a few of them that are collectively not having their shit together.
Yeah, well, pretty much it's a bunch of people going, I don't know if that would work, actually. I think it'd be fun for me, but...
I would like that.
That'd be difficult to really work around.
You look at the Mass Effect games, there's pretty much been at least one kind of personal character in each of all. I guess Mass Effect 2, the Harbinger wasn't that personal. He just talked a lot of crap.
He talked a lot of big game. Didn't have a big of a punch.
And fly around. You are super feeble and, yeah, not quite personal.
I'm assuming control. Oh, you're using someone as your puppet.
Fight me!
So to answer that question, I want something kind of in between.
I mean, I would like
those are a little bit too extremes on both sides.
I would like something like Saren, like a it's a race that is not friendly but not evil, and there's one person in there that they're evil, but they're controlling an evil race, kind of like how Saren was ruling with the Geth, or how the Geth were like following him.
I don't know, because that seemed like if they were to do that, it would look pretty similar to Saren. So maybe if it was his same race.
What about
or her same race?
A dictator of a people? Something like, we'll look at history, let's say Hitler was in control of an alien race and he was an alien race, and they're trying to do Hitler-like stuff, but the people underneath them might not all be bad.
Yeah, I like that.
So
I can see that.
So you got to go in. You got to stop them. I mean, no doubt you got to stop them. But what do you do to the people once you stopped them?
All right, this question is from Adamimi, and this person asks, "What squad mates would each of you personally like to see pop up in Mass Effect Andromeda?" So I know that
Caden.
I know that they're not going to show up in Andromeda. None of them are going to be squad mates or stuff like that. But say you can pick one of them to come along.
Caden.
Is this from the original trilogy, or?
Let's just say you beat the entire story and not a single character died somehow. So Morden is alive, your Vermeer choice is alive, Thane is alive, everyone is alive.
I think I'd pick Liara, but I love Morden. Yeah.
I'd pick Morden. I love Morden. Either Morden or Liara. I mean, either I would pick Morden because of him being a scientist and his conversations and everything, and I would pick Liara because I could then continue my romance.
Yeah, that's why I'm picking Caden.
I'm going off the book. I want Bar Levon as a squad mate.
Who?
Bar Levon, Shadow Broker agent. Bolus. Totally want Bar Levon on my squad. And I'm not kidding. I think that would be phenomenal.
Oh, could I pick Arya? Ooh, Arya would be fun. Arya would be fun in Andromeda.
She was a squad mate, too, for a DLC.
She was my favorite squad mate for a DLC. She's awesome.
What about the, what was it, Jenkins? On
Eden
the very
Prime?
first mission in Mass Effect 1?
And it's like, oh, he's fine.
He's like, what did I miss?
He got owned in like the first 2 minutes. Like, don't worry about it.
Or the guy from the opening of Mass Effect 2 that betrays you and tries to kill everyone. That's there for like 5 minutes.
In Mass Effect 2?
Yeah, you know that guy that comes along with you and Jacob?
Yeah.
And pretend like with the hurt leg,
Is
you
it
put
Wilson?
the Medigel on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That he's your squad mate for like all of 5 minutes.
Nihilus.
Oh, I would really
What
like
about
that,
Nihilus?
actually.
Would you consider Nihilus as a squad mate?
I think Nihilus would be cool.
I have a hard time answering this question because I think having a squad mate from the Milky Way trilogy would kind of ruin Andromeda.
I have the perfect answer.
Tell us.
Okay.
So you know how if you cure the genophage and Rex is alive, he decides to name one of his firstborn females after Morden? I'd want to bring Morden the baby Krogan.
Yeah! Oh my god, you win.
But
you win.
that's not a squad mate, though.
It doesn't matter.
He or she would grow up to be a squad mate, and if they weren't, they would still be adorable because they were a baby Krogan.
What about Joker?
That would be cool too.
Get him a mech suit or something because he can't move.
You just leave him out there in the battlefield. Savage.
Oh, he could pilot the Tempest.
Yeah, but his condition was getting really bad,
Yeah.
though.
That's true.
Like, maybe you could put him in a mech suit, though.
You could pull a Metal Gear Rising.
He would be the dance from Fallout 4 of Mass Effect, you know? Never leaving his mech suit.
There's one more question here, and it is from Bobby Hooten. And it is, how do you think that the gameplay style in Andromeda will change with BioWare going for a more open world style of world? I don't know why world's so twice. But I actually was rewatching 2 days ago. I was rewatching the EA Play trailer, kind of going slowly at it. And when you see that creature running at you, you can actually see how open the area is that you can move around. How do you think that's going to change gameplay? Because even how open an RPG Mass Effect is, in the battles and missions, it is still linear for the most part. So how do you
I think it's gonna be like Inquisition with guns.
I've been thinking a lot about this, actually. Yeah, I think the first thing that'll happen is that it'll be less cover-based, possibly. You have the jump pack that's in there that might change it into a more wide-open free-for-all. If those of you who spent some time in the multiplayer, you know that cover wasn't always the best option. It was a lot more run and gun.
Yeah.
So they just translate that.
Or they could have specific designated kind of parts of the map where enemies spawn, and when enemies spawn, cover spawns, kind of.
I get,
you know?
I get the feeling it'll...
Like there'll be cover near where enemies
So
will be.
you're just walking in an area, all of a sudden a bunch of knee-high walls show up, you're like,
Well, no, they'll be there
Knee-high
maybe,
walls.
but they'll spawn before you can see them. Like it will be like off in the distance. Or
What,
something.
like,
I don't
what,
know
like
how
it
will work.
procedurally generates?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I think that...
Or like there's specific places where only enemies can spawn in specific places, and there will be cover in those places.
I think it really depends on the level design, because if it's open in the way that like Fallout is open, there's still like cover, there's still some
linear parts, but it's still... I'm just thinking that being an infiltrator, like a sniper, will be a lot more fun, because you'll now have such an open experience to play around in.
Totally. I want to be an engineer and throw turrets like in the multiplayer.
One thing I want to do is I want to be able to jump over that charging dude with my jump pack and then shoot him in the back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
If that's in the game, I'm gonna have such a geek out fest. Where, you know, he's charging at you, just jump over him, hit him in the back with an incinerate and a shotgun blast, and that's your tactic. That'd be so much fun.
What do you guys think was going on with that thing in the game and the trailer? I mean, do you think you were trying to maybe capture it for analysis? Because it looked like you weren't trying to kill it. It looked like you were trying to weaken it with the like explosion, like a concussion or something like that.
When I analyzed it, it kind of looked like you were in some kind of human settlement, judging from the buildings. So I think it was kind of like a wild creature. Like I don't think it's sentient. I think it's kind of like an aggressive wild creature kind of thing.
Yeah, and it just
happened to like wherever you were, it happened to just show up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Wild animal.
Think of it like a bear, but it's like a space bear.
Space bear.
Space Panda.
Space bear.
There's the title of the
episode. Space Bears. Episode title: Space Bears.
There's our title, Space Bear.
You don't like my title of no title is too long?
Oh,
Space Bears.
that's a pretty good title.
I
Actually.
like to think though that in the game you try to find wildlife and you'll analyze it, kind of like Pokemon, how you try to fill up your Pokedex. You'll try to find as much wildlife as you can to help you learn about the Andromeda Galaxy.
I think that may be an undertone, but I think primarily it's going to be for crafting materials.
Well, killing animals? So it's like Far Cry. You're going to skin them for the pouches. You're going to make new wallets.
It's going to be like Inquisition. You're going to kill them and you're going to get crafting materials to do your crafting system thing. Because weren't they building kind of like a crafting system?
I should probably play Dragon Age at some point.
Yeah, I think you need to play Inquisition to see how BioWare...
I mean, I've played Dragon Age Inquisition. Like I'm still in that first land area, and I've played.
You haven't left the hint. You need to leave the hinterlands.
Dude, that's what everyone says, but I'm like, there's still some side quests to do. But
you need to leave the hinterlands. The story starts.
But I mean, a lot of my knowledge is from playing the Mass Effect games like 17,000 times. I should probably continue my Dragon Age Inquisition playthrough.
You should probably, because I think it will.
Yeah, you should.
It will
play
give
that.
you an idea of what BioWare is able to do with Frostbite.
It'll give you an interesting idea of what Andromeda can be too.
Yeah,
BioFan's right. Leave the hinterlands, dude. Come on, just get out. You can go back. You can go back. Just get out.
Okay, that's an important thing for me.
Anytime.
I'm a perfectionist.
Anytime.
Every single game I play, I try to get every single achievement in it that I can.
There are some. Okay, so before you defeat the final boss, you can complete every single side mission. There are some that close off once you defeat the final boss, but prior to that, you can complete every single side mission.
Okay, so I'll keep playing it then. I really do hope, and this is just kind of because I also like exploring, that some part of Andromeda is you have to go and you like find a new species or new like mammal that's running around on this planet that's native to the planet, and you research it. Like you kill one, you scan it, and you research it, and then you have like a database.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because you are
as a side thing,
you are learning
as a totally optional thing.
I mean, in
cool.
Andromeda, I mean, because this is the first time you're going there, so I imagine like you go to a planet like, oh, this is these are new flowers that we've never had or never seen before, that we never come across. So you inspect them, and now you have a database of the helix flower or something.
So maybe there'll be like scientists that give you side quests to go out and find things for them to research. Maybe.
Then
okay. That could be a cool side.
And there'll be like I don't know, just different aliens. Keep trying to think like animals that are running around, and you're like, oh, I've never seen this one. So you go, you kill it, or you try to capture it alive, and you put it on the Tempest, and you bring it back to one of your bases, and they research it, and from the research you can find, oh, it has really thick skin. We can synthesize the skin to make better armor.
Ooh, I like that.
I mean, that's what you do in XCOM. You when you capture the enemy, or you capture the aliens alive, and then you give it to the scientists, they research it, and they're like, oh, we learned from the skin of this animal that how they transform, so you can use that to make your armor better, or you can weave your armor better. So I think that'd be really cool. It's like, oh, this one's really fast. This is how it's so agile. We can learn it in this, or this heals itself. So
if you think back to ME2, they had those like research unlocks that gave you benefits. So maybe it'll be like that.
Yeah, I think that would be fantastic, especially because then again, it gives you an incentive to, oh, I've kind of gone on this planet, but I've never explored it. I'm going to go explore it. Or like, here's a new planet. There's no side quests on it or stuff like that, but I'm going to explore it because I might find a new animal there that can help upgrade stuff.
That's all we got for today. Join us next week as we talk about what Milky Way races will be making it to Andromeda. If you have any questions for us, Mass Effect related or otherwise, Feel free to email us at andromenerds@gmail.com, and your questions may be featured in an upcoming episode. Along with our co-hosts, be sure to follow Andromenerds on Twitter. If you like this podcast and would like to see some more awesome videos, be sure to check out and subscribe to our respective channels.
My friends and I, when we were younger, instead of playing beer pong, we played prune juice pong. And instead of getting drunk, it was whoever could hold it.
Ow!
Dude.
Oh.
What the hell?